don't want anybody typing your name into the internet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the truth is the truth, and you got to live with it. And what is
I'm fine. I'm
I
over
know,
it.
but what is portrayed? Everybody knows what's on the internet. People are debating whether the Earth is round, spherical, or flat. Okay, so I mean, I listen, like there's a lot of dumb shit going on.
Oh yeah, I
There's a
love
lot of
it.
dumb rhetoric. So, hey everybody, I am here with Mal, and we are talking trash, and we have been for a while. For some reason, we haven't put it live. Usually, I do a shout out and tell people that we're live, but this was spontaneous, so we'll just broadcast this. So, you're thinking about moving to 5 different cities instead of 2.
I don't know. I don't. I did. There's all these cool ass cities. Chicago,
Yeah,
NYC, back to the old stomping grounds. That's up there. And Nashville, I'd say would probably be top three.
Nashville's pretty awesome. Nobody's gonna watch this anyway. Like by the time they get the notification that it's live, we'll be done anyway. So don't worry.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we can talk shit some more now. No,
Absolutely.
I don't know though. Portland sounds cool. Seattle sounds cool.
Portland is becoming more cool again because the people are the in mass migration. Like Portlandia is over, Grimm is over, and the mass migration to Portland has like stopped. So
Mm.
that's been interesting. For a while, it was like 65 people a day were moving to Portland, and like we had, there was no place to live. There were only like 0.7% of the available housing, like of all the available housing, 0.7% of those units were available at any one time to the people looking for places to live. Yeah,
That's nuts.
absolutely crazy. So I think
Okay.
Portland's a great city. It's a great city for a lot of reasons. I mean, the access to nature, if you like that kind of thing, the
It's
ocean's 2 hours away. The mountain for snowboarding is an hour and a half away. The Columbia River's there. The only problem is it starts raining like October 10th and it doesn't stop until about May. But we do have really nice summers, and it's a good.
Dude, I bet.
You what?
I bet. I bet like I don't know how cold does it get?
Not that cold.
Okay.
We had kind of a violent winter last year, and it snowed 7 or 8 times. But that was more. It snowed more, like on more occasions last year than it had snowed in the past like 10 years. So it was really weird. We got a ton of rainfall and a lot of snow, and
Global climate is real is really I can't get anything straight. Global climbing is a real deal.
oh, like climate change.
I mean just global warning, whatever. I'm not a very eco friendly person. I don't recycle.
Okay. Ooh,
I'm
you don't
just
want to move
saying.
to Portland, then somebody will
I
you'll get wrapped on the wrist with a ruler.
know.
We recycle here in Portland. It's very important
Oh,
to recycle. It's very important to use as little resources as possible. That's why we have so many resellers here in Portland. I mean, Goodwill is so popular here because people don't throw things away. They donate it, or they put it out in a free box on the corner, or they have Goodwill come and pick it up. Or, I mean, you're talking about the Goodwills in the. Hey, what's up, Krillin? This guy is in
Berlin.
every. This guy is. Oh, there you go. I just got the notification that we're live.
Oh, just now.
Did you hear that?
Berlin.
Krillin. This guy knows a lot. He's like a ghost. He just. I think he might even be a bot of some sort. He's just like a helpful bot. He just.
Berlin, are you a bot? Are you a bot,
I
baby?
think he says he doesn't have a. He's 37 and he doesn't have a webcam. Very peculiar, Krillin.
You're so full of it. You're so
Exactly, exactly, exactly. I mean, if you don't want to come on the internet, you shouldn't. But it's okay. It's all good. Don't make
I mean, yeah,
excuses. Just
yeah,
say, "I don't want to come on the internet on your stupid show," and then don't. Or
yeah.
it's not really a show. It's more like a hangout. It does get. It is really, really fun to connect with the other resellers and make it happen. So okay, so 5 cities. You're trying to figure it out. I mean, what would make you stay in Oklahoma City?
Nothing. I'm out.
So you're like, your plan is to leave.
I mean, yeah, I just like my heart's in New York, but like it's too high, price wise. Something about Nashville keeps wanting to driving me. I don't know. I think I need to go check out Nashville.
Yeah.
And Chicago.
Yeah. You should.
Maybe you can drive. I don't know.
Maybe you can drive.
Maybe I could. Yeah, I could drive to Chicago.
Ride your bike.
But
A little exercise. Ride your bike.
oh yeah. Go bike bound only.
I mean, so I mean, your personal goals, it seems like, have more to do with like this digital. I don't know what your depth of experience is with like digital marketing and that kind of thing, and
That was my major.
Got it. It's intriguing to me because I've just dipped my toe into social media. Like, I had a month, maybe a little bit over a month ago, I had like 50 followers on Instagram, and now I have like 500. And that's happened in such a tiny blip of time based on, my entire career. And it's like, I realized that if I would have done this like a year ago, like things would be possibly much crazier right now. So it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. So, I mean, for you, it's like, why not go to a place where you can get like immersed in it,
Well, and that's the thing. Those are all, I'd say the best cities for it are New York and Nashville. I mean, Nashville has a really thriving. Austin's a good city for it, but Austin is expensive. That's your sister city, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Austin's cool. Those are all big places. I mean, Oklahoma is just so far behind on the times. Like we're
sometimes being in a place that's behind the times is okay because you can bring like the modern touch as well.
You can, but you have very conservative owners of shops and places and things you want to work with. Because I like to work on a freelance basis. I do. So you're not working with the most progressive crowd with an open mind.
They're I mean, you have to bring that.
That's true, and I'm not good at branding myself. Right? I can brand other people like very well, just not myself. It's always how it works.
Oh, speaking of branding, so God, how do I do
Nashville sucks? No, why?
Let me turn the camera off. So like in the beginning, before I like launched any sort of media, anything, like I wanted to kind of have like build brand recognition. And like one day I like hit my head on the side of the sink, like the flux capacitor.
Like
what?
Literally, you did.
Yeah, I literally hit my head on the side of the sink, and I thought of this logo that you're seeing right now, and I really like I am like concerned about. I really think branding is really important because like bringing driving kind of like driving brand recognition, even if it's like novel, driving brand recognition, even if it's novel, is really important initially. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. So let me go back to putting this back on my beautiful face. So I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know shit about branding. I just like made that up.
Okay, it's good because, well, alliteration is great. Plus, Mallory, mischievous Mel, Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn Manson. There's a lot of MMs out there killing it.
Like the M&Ms?
MM. It's a good
candy.
Yeah, well that and mischievous Mel, number one. Marilyn Monroe. I mean, there's so many. Marshall McLuhan. MM's a good one, right? Okay. So you have the alliteration, and I don't know how you hit your head and this symbol came to life. But you claim this is what happened.
Marty McFly.
It works. It works. It has nothing to do with reselling, though. But
That's
maybe that's good.
I think that it has to. I really think that it has to. It has to be. It has to. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to Apple, but like when you're like apples and computers don't grow on trees and they don't have seeds. You know, it's not. It's more about brand recognition and like obviously the market is saturated with like simple names, so you need a slightly more complex name that you could possibly shorten later. So that's kind of why after I hit my head, I
Yes.
I thought about that. It's kind of coming from delivery dudes. I really liked the first people think of when they hear mushroom is drugs. That's definitely not true.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Okay. What does it
So
mean? What does it symbolize to you? What's it symbolic of?
the symbolism of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a mushroom pops up out of nowhere. It's like a meal that pops up out of nowhere or something that pops up out of nowhere. You don't see like it's underneath the ground, like it's this network that exists, and when it comes together in a certain way, it creates like this like very like fast moving and mysterious object. It's like mysterious, you know? It's peculiar, it's mysterious, it's misunderstood, but it's also like it's it basically creates something out of nothing, you know, in a way, because people just don't even know what they are. It's very like the whole him saying it. I think of drugs. It just perfectly proves that like totally misunderstood, which is good, I think, because you ask a question, you say, "What the fuck is this? What is this?"
Yes. Dude, I think that you're like the unsung genius in the reselling community. And no, I'm not. I don't. I know you don't need an even bigger ego than you're working with, but like I don't know if you just made that up,
I
and
I
but
have
like
I
it
really
sounded good.
I have no I really don't. I really like every day I try to do really well. I really the if you watch the shows, I'm trying to be funny and stuff. So that's not my that's I really don't. I don't believe that I really don't. I mean, my ego does not drive my existence by any means. I'm a fair, equitable, and honest human being. I really am.
But that's, I mean, no, that's smart as shit. I think that that sounds good.
What
Whatever
sounds
you
good?
just said, whatever you said about the symbolism,
Oh,
and it seems to like go in harmony with what you're wanting to create. Because
I
with logos and stuff and branding, you've got to think long term. And that's the thing is like, you're right. Most people don't know who the hell they are, what they want to be, what they're aspiring to be. Um, so that seems to fit in line with your whole game.
yeah. I mean, I understand that there's this pool, there's this opportunity pool, right? And like I'm I have a certain skill set that can draw from this opportunity pool, and but I'm not that good, obviously, because my intelligence is highly limited and my time is highly limited. So if I can figure out how to like incorporate systems that kind of like can draw from that opportunity pool, in this business model right now is cool, but it's not like it has to be this forever too, like you're saying. Like I don't know where this is all going. I don't know if it's going anywhere. I'm just going to continue to push it, and it's going to be weird, it's going to be hard. I'm going to get pissed off because I can't figure out how to paint a wall. Like I mean that's how basic this shit is. I mean it's not like I'm not some like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I mean for real.
You do. It's such a farce, though. You're playing a farcical game right now because you have such a good grasp on knowledge and in the business world from having worked
I have no
a lot.
formal, I mean, my only business experience is from failing, seriously. It's only, I don't have any very successful businesses. I have,
It doesn't matter. Everyone's got to fail. That's how you learn.
yeah, so I've learned a lot from failing, and there's a couple, like, I mean, mostly I've failed because I wasn't like shrewd enough in the right ways. I'm very trustworthy, and I believe in trust, but I also like I believe in certain types of trust and others not. Like you can't trust somebody with your business, you know? It's just not just
You
doesn't work.
can trust certain aspects, right?
Correct. I'm saying your business as a whole.
Yeah.
Now, obviously when it's not your business anymore, there's like a board of directors and you're the CEO and all this other stuff is happening. You know, that's different because it's not really your business anymore. You've kind of sold it, you know? So your
Yeah.
influence wanes. I mean, like all of the things that we're talking about, they seem structured, but they really are amorphous. Like I really don't know. I mean, like this thing that I'm trying to do, like I have no idea. Like, but what I haven't done in the past is had a contingency for the failure of the next step. So
Okay.
let's say if it just gets fucked, if the building burns down, I don't fucking know. Anything can happen. Okay? Seriously. Somebody could throw a Molotov cocktail of fart gas in the window and it can, whatever. Like anything can happen, right? So
Yes.
like I have this space here to come back to if I have to regroup and do something else. I also know so the multi-tentacled beast which like reaches into these other alternate spaces that I don't feel like resellers are reaching into, or they don't really have the infrastructure to reach into, you know? Like
Yeah.
I don't know if those are going to be successful and how long it will take. But even if it's not, I still need that space to grow with the supply chain I already have. So, yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know.
You need to get a whiteboard and maybe like draw up a formal like outline so I can know what the shit. I know what you're getting at, but maybe you don't have it all figured out yet.
I
And
don't.
that's okay.
I really
That's
don't
totally
have it.
okay.
I don't have it all figured out yet. Not even close. I understand the tools that I to get to the level that I think is possible, but those tools are going to need to be developed.
Okay.
And those tools require information feeds that are accessible, but they need to be like what's the right word I'm looking for? Not calibrated, but like rasterized. I don't know. There's like so there are these like data fields, right? So eBay's a data field, Amazon's a data field, and you think that you understand that data field. You're a reseller. Oh, I look at sales rank and it's this, and I look at this and it's that, and these things solve for this. But you're not right. You're wrong. I promise. You're wrong like 70% of the time. Your
Yeah.
pricing is wrong
There's
probably.
a lot of variables.
Yeah, like you're wrong about what you can buy something for and sell it for and make a profit.
Absolutely.
What if something could actually I mean, books are easy because they have barcodes and you can scan them and books are easy. It exists for books in a certain way, but it doesn't exist for like hard goods and other physical products. And no one has really perfected a method that works. So that's a huge hurdle to like broad adoption of something like this. But I mean, I don't know. I just think like the secondary market is just enormous, and as retail dies, and people are and millennials don't like to buy new stuff. By the way, you're a millennial, you know. Millennials don't like beer. They don't like cereal. They don't like disposable napkins. And what else don't they like? Uh, they don't like department stores. They fucking hate department stores.
Department stores. They just want everything on demand, delivered to them on demand.
That's the other thing. They like want it now.
I want it now. That's the thing. It's
the vocabulary on this guy, is that you?
Yeah, the vocabulary on this guy.
Vocabulary on this
calibrated. He's got such words.
I don't know the right words. That's the problem.
No, you haven't.
I don't know the right words.
I take words and vocabulary very seriously.
I take vocabulary. I take vocabulary very seriously.
I have a bombastic vocabulary.
You have a bombastic vocabulary? That sounds amazing. So, okay, so we're talking about social media, we're talking about business, we're talking about everything.
Okay, branding.
Branding, yeah.
Branding is key, right? Branding goes into social media.
So let's stop for a second and let me like just as shout outs, as positive shout outs. Who has awesome branding in the reseller space, outside of the reseller space? Like, what are like some like shout out brands that aren't Supreme that
oh, just like in general, like non reseller related?
Yeah.
My favorite's Virgin Airlines, Virgin Media, Virgin. What is it not? I think Richard Branson's genius, and like the reason I say that is because you can describe the brand, and it's fun, it's innovative, and cheeky. Cheeky would be the best.
Their brand never appears in front of me for some reason. Like, I've never flown on a Virgin Airlines thing. I've never had any I've had very little interaction with their brand. I think they made like video games or something. Like they had some like
they're going everywhere.
Distributed video games in the 80s, and like maybe that's where I kind of saw them. But like, yeah.
Well, it's British based. They're moving into America. It's like, they
are. It seems like they've been moving into America since like 1972.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But they have good branding because it's just always steady. It's clever, smart. It's cheeky. It's like it might not appeal to Americans so much because it's a little bit edgy.
Okay.
I think that Nicole State has the best, probably done the best branding in the reselling world. She has, she's done a lot. She's done an incredible amount. Like, she has her logo on her like little poly bag things like that. So in the girls' world, when you're selling women's clothes, stuff like that makes a difference. Whereas guys, it might not make much of a difference. I saw mainly guys' clothes, and I don't think guys give a shit about that sort of thing.
Like brand?
So, yeah, about brand and making things look pretty. Guys don't care. Guys are so much easier to work with than girls.
Guys care about the way things look. They just don't care what it says per se. Like I want an awesome shirt. I don't give a fuck if Gucci made it or Gucci's grandma made it. I really don't give a flying shit. As long as it looks good and, it makes
how it's packaged and
makes my pectorals look nice. You know what I'm saying? How it's packaged. No, I don't think men care about how it's. Most men, I would say, like wealth has a lot to do with that, though, as well, on both sides.
Oh, also Red Bull's done an amazing job branding with their branding overall.
That's just an insane brand. But I think like their tactics worked really well up to a few years ago. But I think that, the reason that their marketing was so great is because they owned the actual niche. Like, there was no other energy drink. It was Red Bull. I mean, maybe their branding was so good that they built the market, but they couldn't be the lead. I mean, I would say they're probably not. Maybe they're the leader in the market because of like their brand recognition, like bars and stuff like that. But think about how flooded the energy drink market is, and what that has,
Oh, it
that effect
has.
it must have on their market. You know.
But teaming up with like some of the sports guys that do, my mind's starting to get foggy. Team. Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm looking to.
That's how Nike got started. They just found the best athletes and got them to wear crappy clothes. I mean, look at this hat. This hat is like a piece of junk.
But I mean, so they're doing the same thing essentially with like the guys that like to do the extreme sports, right?
Yeah.
Like all those, and that's their brand, that's their market. Those are the guys. That's a good market, a good niche for them to tap into.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I mean, it's exactly what Nike, like you said, like getting Jordan and then KD's shoes, and they all those.
Yeah, I mean, they teamed up with the most famous runners because they weren't, I mean, in the 80s, like running was in this, well, early 70s and up to like early 80s, like running was really, really, really popular. Prefontaine, you know, Steve Prefontaine ran in the 1972 Munich Olympics, and he was sponsored by Nike, but he was still a young man, and then he died a couple of years later, which like blew the whole thing up because like he died in this crazy accident, and like, all these other runners just by proxy became like kind of famous, and it's like the Forrest Gump thing, you know. So, and then Nike actually didn't ever really make good quality products. Their stuff kind of sucks. It's really
it looks good
all
though.
about brand. Yeah, it looks really.
It looks good.
I love this hat.
And their hat and their commercials are great.
Yeah, yeah.
They're great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but look at Apple. I mean, so we're talking. So if Hi Feel Good finds, hi there. She said hi to you. He said hi to you. So we're talking about
Ah,
brands and branding, and this is an open forum, by the way. So
anybody can hop in.
yeah, let me just post the link here if you want to. You need Google Chrome. You can pop in, say hi. What were we saying? So you like
Apple's
Red.
great.
So these are like old school brands. So you like Virgin. You
There's a
like the
couple
Red
of
Bull thing.
British brands, like there's a SMT that do clever shit. I who else? It all depends and what I don't. There's not that many people that are doing it great. Oh, Southwest Airlines has
Yeah,
some good branding.
I like their company. I like their product. I like their overall feel. I like their brand. I like how they do things differently. That's what I like companies that do things differently. And everyone thinks that like Amazon is this brand that does things differently. No, they just do it like obnoxiously. It's not different, it's just obnoxious.
I don't think Amazon has good branding. They're just very powerful entity.
Yeah, they have a lot of capital behind them. That's what I think.
So much capital.
Hey Kayla.
Yeah,
We're
we're just chatting about
chatting
brands.
about brands. Anybody can jump in here and talk about brands too now.
I
Brand.
don't know what is everybody else's favorite
Yeah,
brand.
it's just funny because I'm trying to think of if a brand that I really like, it's not because of any sort of like thing that they do. It's because of the products they produce. Like Prana for me, I love their products. Like I love their pants, and I wear that stuff because it lasts forever. It's really good quality. It's expensive, but it lasts a long time. I like it. It's not.
Prana as in Prana.
Yeah,
I've never found that. I don't even know what it is.
it's owned by Columbia Sports.
Oh, is it?
So we're
Oh,
really immersed. Columbia Sports has terrible branding. Their brand looks like the Nazis.
oh, it is bad. That's another thing to look at. Who's doing really shitty, not just who's doing good. Who's doing really shitty.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say anybody's doing shitty because I don't have a brand that anybody recognizes. So it's hard for me to criticize and say something about a brand of somebody else that's negative. I need to say like positive things because that's how I like understand how to make my brand better, by looking at the positives. I mean, the negatives, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the Columbia brand is just so dumb.
But like an exercise to do is like look at Colombia, what they're and where they could be, what they're not doing, and figure out. I don't know. I do these exercises like when I'm bored, like figuring out how things can do better, and like so you look at what they're doing wrong and what they could do better. And
Yeah.
Colombia could do a lot. They could become close to a North Face, really.
Well, they were one of the top. I mean, do you know? So Columbia was started in like 1920s or something. It's a really old company. I've got some 1940s and 1950s Columbia stuff here in the
Oh, that's tight.
house. Yeah. So it's an old brand and it's had a lot of changes. Uh, but they basically what they did they basically said is like now Columbia is the low end brand. We're gonna buy some high end brands because they own like Mountain Hardware, Sorel. Columbia is the conglomerate, and they basically turned it into shit. I mean, Columbia stuff is fucking terrible. It really is. I mean, it's the branding is bad, and the product isn't good at all. I mean, Patagonia, that's a brand that's fucking amazing.
They have good branding.
The brand recognition is on point. Brand recognition is on point. The congruent, like the way that their like logo is like abnormal. It's like way more complex than other logos, you know, which makes it kind of stand out in that way. So it's unique, it's colorful, it's interesting. Their products are of the high for me as far as like performance. They might not be the highest quality when it comes to like materials, but they are high. But the performance is really good. The way that they're the fit is like really done well for like active people like me.
For Patagonia, you mean?
Yes, Patagonia. Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking though, when you think of Patagonia brand, you're thinking of the product, and that's because that's you. I
Yep.
look more at like what's their social media presence like. That's how I how I look at them. What's the message they carry? What's their website like? So
Why does their message matter?
Because it does. I mean, like in this day and age, like the followers they get, they use social media outlets as a means of selling things.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're an appealing brand on social media, if they post cool shit, and that's not just buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. If they become a likable brand, they're going to be more as and if they do it right and strategically and consistently, people they're going to get a lot of followers and they'll develop a cult following, and that in turn drives sales. It drives traffic to the website where they can buy things. I mean,
certainly. So I mean, what you're saying to me when you're saying that is like the opportunity for somebody to build their own brand, market it through social media, and get rid of any other like channels that would like block you basically is like pretty enormous.
well, it's a big task to take on.
Fuck yeah, it is. But you need influencers, right? That
that's the better thing to get. I mean, I'm writing and thinking about this right now about using influencers rather than celebrities, right? Celebrities used to be the go-to for Estee Lauder. I mean, and they'd get all the celebrities. But if you get the perfect micro celebrity, the influencer, the thing about influencers though, are the lifespan on the influence is very subject to like not being a long-term thing. You never know because it's based online. I mean, like they could mess up or do something stupid because they don't have an agent or whatever, and
yeah.
so they're not signing long-term contracts with these influencers.
Yeah,
But
you can also have like, let's say your business it creeps into several niches, and you have influencers across all of these niches. Then it becomes a whole different game because if anybody fucks up, it's not as important, I guess. But I mean, it just depends.
no,
I mean, you have to be selective about the people you associate yourself with. Like, I'm an idiot, so I'll just let anybody come and talk on my YouTube channel. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was trying to be funny there.
I know, cute. That was so cute. Real cute, real cute.
It wasn't supposed to sound like that.
Douchebag. But I don't know.
I'm really
as far
done.
as that, Columbia made dope stuff, and then is it Sorrel or Sorrel or Sorrel?
I think it's sorrel, but the plant is called the sorrel. I think I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it sorrel or sorrel? I thought it was sorrel. I thought it was like French,
Like Pharrell.
like sorrel. No, but
Pharrell.
understanding, like, that's a really good point. Like, understanding how to incorporate influencers in a way that actually like builds your brand. Like, people are they're so especially these bigger, they're so hyper focused on controlling their brand. But what happens if, like, you allow the people who use your brand to influence it? I wonder what happens then.
Okay, so like say I think the best example that this is being done in is in the market is in makeup, because there's like these makeup girls they have so many followers. There's these girls and they do makeup tutorial stuff. I'm really bad at makeup. I don't know a goddamn thing about it. So I sometimes like to watch these things. But they'll have like 4 million followers, right? So if you just so much as sent a product to them, they're getting tons and tons of products. But they liked the product and showed it on their channel. Free exposure. Now, normally that's not going to happen. These girls have gotten pretty smart. But it's just an opportunity to get, if you have a really, really good product and you're confident in it, then that's going to amp up your sales so much by these people. Or maybe you give them money or say,
Well, I mean, you make them a sales agent. So
brand ambassador.
yeah, brand ambassador, but if you can somehow create a metric that they can manipulate in order to make more money and make you more money,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're out there doing. I mean, I don't know what I'm probably proposing things that have been happening for 20 years, but it's just so interesting. It's so peculiar.
So peculiar. No, it is. It is though, because it's just a newfangled world, right?
Yeah,
And
it's like the Wild West. For me, like, Amazon is still like the Wild West. Like, so much crazy shit happens on Amazon that you just have no idea about. I mean, it there's they just do whatever the fuck they want and they get away with pretty much everything. They basically what? They bought Whole Foods. They bought Whole Foods and then somehow manipulated the market so that their stock went up the value of Whole Foods. So basically, they acquired it for free.
Yeah, and then I read something the other day that they gained pharmaceutical rights for 6 different states. How does that happen? They're the wholesale pharmaceutical suppliers for 6 different states now.
What?
No, I mean, they have a chokehold over every facet of the American economy, and it's nuts. It's nuts. It's insane.
So
I don't know.
it kind of all starts with like Amazon Web Services, right? This AWS crap.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the heart of what drives them in a certain way?
I have no idea what AWS is. I was just agreeing to be.
Oh yeah, no, AWS is like this like cloud shit and all this other crazy stuff. Like, there's a huge part of Amazon that doesn't have anything to do with what you would think Amazon is about. Amazon just sells things. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be like they would sell cadavers if they could, I'm sure.
AliExpress sells them like oil rigs.
I mean, you can buy bongs on Amazon, I'm sure, right?
Maybe. Maybe on the dark web. Bombs? I don't know.
Bongs, 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 not bombs.
Oh, bomb. Okay.
You can buy bath bombs maybe, but not like. Let's look at the word bong on Amazon. Amazon bong.
What's the necrom?
Necro market is hot. Necro is like
necrophilia.
Dead. I guess. Jacob, stop being creepy and just come live. The comment about me letting anybody on the show was actually about Jacob had just popped in, so that's and he actually says it's directed at me probably. I just noticed that. Hilarious.
All the time there, I could see.
Hilarious. Okay, best-selling Puff Labs Metallic Fluoro Percolator, made in the USA. Oh yeah, dude. Let's see. Showing all relevant results. Showing results 1 through 16 of 42,000 results for bong. There's 42,000 results on Amazon if you look up the word bong. Jacob, Portland Pickers, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey.
We are here with you and Mal. Mal, do you know each other?
I don't think I do. Maybe. How are you?
I'm excellent. Pleasure to meet via the web.
He's a Portland Picker with the brand Portland Pickers. How ironic is that?
Like it. It's on point. It's on brand.
It's on brand, fool.
It's on brand.
It does one of those things.
Jacob, can you tell us how you came up with the name Portland Pickers?
I think I maybe quite obviously drew inspiration from American Pickers.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
And although I don't deal with quite the heavy machinery that they do, I definitely do kind of the eclectic, junky stuff as I'm known for.
You do sell some weird stuff, but also like, I mean, you'll sell anything, right?
Yeah, that's why I was saying the necro market's hot. You know, I mean, if you find it, I'll sell it. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah. So Jacob went into a house the other day and he found a spleen.
It was still cold, in my defense.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. She's like, what are they talking about?
Yeah. No.
The Portland market is robust. I mean, it's cool that you got in first with the Portland Pickers name. I think it's pretty good. I think it's okay.
Are you jelly? Is that I'm detecting jelly on that peanut butter sandwich?
No, I would never pick a name like that.
Enough said.
Jacob and I actually know each other, just so you know. Like, I just generally insult him most of the time. That's why it's hard to get him on the show.
Oh, I can see it. You guys have a little bromance thing.
She's jealous.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's like okay.
Can you tell us about that print behind you?
I think it's from a estate sale. Can you see it? I have no idea. But you guys could probably tell me more than me.
I could detect it was from an estate sale. I was just could smell it from here.
Okay, hold on, wait. I'm gonna highlight you. Put it back over there. Let's take a look. It says Chemin de Fort du Midi. Weird. It's cool. Is it real?
I mean, it's real. I mean, I don't
like holographic. Is it a reproduction or is it?
Oh, I'm sure. Sure.
Well, okay. I'm just asking.
I know nothing about.
Can I see like is there some print at the bottom that has like a date or anything like that?
Is it real? Is it an illusion?
It's tangible, yeah.
I mean, it looks like there's like an earthquake going on over there. Can you help me out here?
Okay, wait.
Oh, nice. You got one of those ring lights?
Yeah, I do. I have shitty lights. So
Erica
it's
has a shitty
something
one as well.
1929. Do you see that?
Yeah, is it signed?
It is, but it's a reprint, I think.
All right. It's very cool. It doesn't. I mean, it's hard to tell in the
It looks pretty quality.
Even some of the reproductions of some of those, the early reproductions of some of those, can go for pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good capital. But yeah, that's a cool. That's really cool. You have good taste.
That would be funny if it was like worth thousands of dollars, and I can't like make an average sale price of like I don't know 25, and I'm sitting on something like that. I have Bitcoin. I have so much Bitcoin money that's somewhere.
What do you mean somewhere?
I bought it in 2013 for $12.95, and it's like lost.
What do you mean it's lost?
I had a Bitcoin wallet, and I don't know the password.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but there's services, I guess, they can retrieve it for you somehow.
Yeah, you better really, really trust that service, because they could just easily tell you that they couldn't do it and just fucking steal it. Are you familiar? Is anybody familiar with Mt. Gox? Like, all this Bitcoin shit is like blowing up. Like, almost all of the Bitcoin in circulation was stolen at one point. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this.
No.
So this French dude who was living in Japan. Hold on, who likes bedtime stories?
We're going down the rabbit hole.
Dude, I love rabbit holes. Let's go. Mt. Gox was a Bitcoin exchange based in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan, launched in July 2010. By 2013, 2014, it was handling over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide. In February 2014, Mt. Gox suspended trading randomly, closed its website and exchange services, and filed for bankruptcy protection from creditors without telling anybody anything. Mt. Gox then announced that approximately 850,000 Bitcoin, now somebody has these, belonging to customers and the company were missing and likely stolen, an amount of 450 million at the time. Although 200,000 of those Bitcoins had been found, the combination of theft, fraud, mismanagement were initially unclear. So for 800, almost a million Bitcoin. So Tabane Limited was the company that owned Mt. Gox, and Tabane Limited is owned by this guy.
So where were you again in 2007, Corey?
Mark Carpelles. 2007?
Where were you when this all went down?
This didn't happen in 2007. This happened in 2000. Mt. Gox crumbled in 2014.
Oh, so you know the exact date. What a coincidence.
Yes. Yes,
Guilty.
my name is Mark Carpellet.
You're guilty is what I'm getting at.
I'm guilty?
You we all know.
People don't know, but I'm a Bitcoin billionaire. I just sell Scrabble on eBay for fun.
Uh-oh, Mal.
She
escaped.
Yeah, she dodged out.
How could you have allowed that to happen?
Oh, I don't know. You're probably boring. Like, she was totally fine before you came in.
All right, I'm out of here.
Now I'm just sitting by myself.
So I kind of missed out. I was going to ask you to recap a little for the people that just joined in, myself included.
Yeah, we were kind of chatting. She's in Oklahoma City. It was like digital kind of marketing stuff, which is really interesting to me. And somehow, I don't know how she attached to me on social media, but somehow did. So she might be a spy.
So she's stalking you, is what?
Yeah, she's a spy of some sort.
Okay.
I like spies like us. So no, she's like she does some reselling, and she does some social media kind of stuff and some other things.
So it's a hobby for her more than
It
actual.
was a hobby, and I wish I could ask her right now, but she's gone. But it seems like no, it seems like reselling is like real as far as like if you're looking at like clicks online and what people are looking at, and it looks like there's a huge like renaissance of reselling. There, thrift shop hustler or a Craigslist hustler who I'd love to fucking do a show with. He would probably never agree to do a show with me. I really love the guy. I think he's one of the realest dudes. I really like the guy. He tells the truth. He does good business. He's been in business for a long time, and he's a good model about how to like figure retail out. Definitely. I mean, I took a lot of inspiration about this, this upcoming model from kind of what I gleaned from him, at least a little bit.
Wait,
but basically,
didn't you have him on?
Yeah, Craigslist Hunter.
Oh, Craigslist Hunter. Got you.
Craigslist Hunter.
Got you. And is he's busy? Is he too busy to be on the infamous Mighty Mushroom show? I mean, this thing is.
Fuck wants to call that show? Like nobody, according to everyone who's ever been on this show, no one watches it. So it's a great forum to just fuck off on, though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was like, I could really get some photos done, or I could fuck off for a little bit.
We have to have a happy hour like this where you can say what you want and do what you want and like talk about victories and defeats. And I think it's cathartic and it's good. So what he was talking about today is, and I really do think he'll probably never watch this, but today he was talking about these idiots who are like, they have that what you make fun of me about talking, the scarcity mentality or the scarcity mindset. Well, they're like, oh, you're putting out this information, then you're going to go to Goodwill and there's not going to be anything there. And it's like, well, the problem isn't that there isn't going to be anything that's like Goodwill anymore. The problem is that like, that's not a good business model. That's number one. It's not a good business model. It's not sustainable. It's not profitable in the long run. It's probably a short one, probably. But he's saying somebody put a comment like that, like, hey, you're a bonehead. You're telling people how to do what you can do. And basically he just breaks down the numbers. He's like, 10% of the people are actually going to do something. 5% of the people are going to do it for more than a month. And like 1 out of 100 is going to be my competition.
And the rest of you are going to follow the journey.
Exactly, because people want to follow the journey. That's what like this reality television thing that we're doing is about in a certain way. I mean, it's awesome to do it and follow the journey too. Not everybody has to be a professional reseller. Everybody can resell something. That's the beauty of it. Like anybody can be like a part-time or even a full-time reseller. I mean, if you're making $2,000 a month working a shitty job, you can probably replace that. You need capital though. I mean, there's a lot of steps in this whole game. You and I both. I mean, I don't know how many hours of work how many hours a week do you work? Do you think, Jacob, without your sister? Because like, it's
really tricky because sometimes you're working and you're also not working that hard.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like really focused working. So like really focused work a week is not including packaging. Probably amounts to, several hours of very focused work daily, coupled with maybe an additional 2 to 3 hours of not so focused work.
So I would say I have 3 hours of intensely focused work every day.
Right. Yeah.
Intensely focused every day. And I'd like to drive that to like 6 to 7 hours of very focused work, but my time is split with packing and doing things that aren't really that I have to do because I don't have the throughput yet. But there will come a day when I actually like packing orders. I don't know why. I just like it.
For me, it can be like a meditative process where you're kind of centering yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like taking this one item, like someone is gonna enjoy this, and you're wrapping it carefully, and you're like, I build quite a few boxes because of the obscure nature of what I package, and it's like someone is going to appreciate that this got to them in
it's such a beautiful, it just looks beautiful. Like the unboxing, like think about what's most popular on YouTube, like unboxing videos. So like I actually create an awesome unboxing experience for like all my customers. I mean, I think, I wonder what percentage of eBay sellers have 100% positive feedback.
I have 2 negative feedbacks that are about to slip off, and I'm just waiting so eagerly.
But I don't have any ever. I don't have any ever. I have 0 ever. Go look through all of my feedback. I don't have 1. In 7 years, I don't have 1.
I had the 2 that I'm waiting on falling off. It was like you sell something to someone, they don't like it, you give them a refund, and then they're like, they still want to shame you.
Oh yeah, those people suck. So that's just, I mean,
Situation.
you gotta move on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a couple negative feedbacks. I like how Death Piles put it. He was like, "Yeah, dude." He was on the show one night. I think you weren't there. You were in maybe it was one of the nights you were in Texas or something. He was like, "Yeah, you know, you got that Corvette. Put a couple dings on it, then you can just run it wide open." Hilarious. Ms. Kayla.
It was a great poll.
Hey,
Lovely to see you.
Figured I would pop in.
thank goodness.
Happy Friday night. This is like our crew.
I know.
You got Kayla.
The OG.
Yeah, you got Kayla's jumpy ass video where her head just gets like detached.
Sorry.
What? Okay, is that new?
It's like max headroom. It's
Give it like 5 minutes. Like my cam needs to like warm up. Rub it a little bit.
put a heater on that thing, like those little egg, a little egg warmer.
Get my hair dryer.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we scared off Mel.
What happened?
I don't know. She just did we say something?
I don't know.
I think I farted. It was me.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. I think it might have been Corey's ass juice spray, actually.
Dude, I don't remember last night at all.
That's amazing.
I don't remember any of it. I just realized this morning I was looking at my email and I saw an invoice for shit fart juice. And I was like,
You don't remember buying that?
nope.
You were pretty cognizant. I mean,
Oh, dude, I had drank a whole bottle of wine and then plus a little bit.
you were like a little happy looking, but you weren't
Well,
like plastered.
I was.
Oh, you hold it well, I guess.
I woke up with the worst hangover this morning. I wanted to die.
Well, it was after we stopped going live that Corey disclosed his wine buyout of
I got him. So
frickin' what is it, the bargain market. He bought like 80 bottles of wine.
The grocery outlet did not buy 80 bottles of wine.
Sorry, 63.
I bought a lot of bottles of
Bro.
Argentine Malbec, $4.05 a bottle.
Well, that's a good deal.
Are we talking about the drama in 2016 with GV? Who's GV? I don't know about anybody's drama or anything like that. I want to provide a place that there is no drama, but I guess that's probably impossible. But I don't give a fuck because I'll just kick you out.
No, so far it's been pretty drama-free.
Well, there's only like 5 people watching. Or in the words of Nicole State, there's nobody watching this.
Nobody watches this anyway.
I'm putting that on Instagram tomorrow.
That should be your tagline. A mighty mushroom. Nobody watches this anyway.
We're gonna make my wife's gonna help me make like a teaser reel that goes before the show after we do it. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna use some clips and stuff, and if you don't mind, both of you will be in it. But before I do anything, I'll let you know. But it's gonna be funny because there's like
that's fine. I can grab it.
there's just like so many fun. Like this is the 25th show, by the way.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
This is the 25th show.
That's creepy.
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, my frequency of making the show is pretty high, I guess, but it's amazing how fast things can really happen. So like, there's like over 80,000. What is it? It's like no, it's like 121,000 minutes have been viewed of like, because my videos, like, I really like this long format, and a lot of them. And I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn because half of them are boring, okay? But the other half, they're actually pretty engaging and interesting.
Okay, but here's the thing. People have to watch like 7.5 hours to get like 15 minutes of good content.
Not in all. No, that's not true.
I'm exaggerating. But they have to sit through like an hour of us like...
If you want the gems,
to get to like a decent conversation.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're I mean,
it happens.
If you I was trying to make an analogy that was funny, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. Because it doesn't make sense. Fuck.
I interviewed someone today.
Ooh, I want to hear about it.
I mean, there's really not much to tell because it went really well, and there was like nothing, no drama or anything weird. Like, she wasn't a creeper or a crazy person. Like, she was super normal and interested in the world of reselling and thought it all sounded good. She already sells on Etsy. Like, she does handmade stuff. She makes her own stuff. So she's familiar with that platform. She's played around on eBay like a little bit, so she's kind of familiar with it. Like, there's just like, I had nothing bad to say, which is weird because I always have something bad to say.
Really? What do you mean?
I know. I'm like, I'm so nice.
You're critical.
Yeah, I'm very specific about what I'm looking for. And like, I had nothing to complain about. Which is weird.
Interesting.
So I think I'm going to go with her. I told her I would take the weekend to think about it, and also for her, if she had any questions or issues, she could think about it over the weekend and let me know. But she sounds into it and sounds good to me, and she's pretty close. So, you know,
that's like a real relationship. You two are like a thing now.
I know.
Don't make fun of Caleb. Yeah, I can make fun of Caleb.
Oh, interview as in job related.
No, I was interviewing her to be the third wheel in my relationship.
Are you missing your medulla oblongata or something over there, dude?
No, it's the frontal cortex.
Interviewing someone for.
I don't know. It's for you do like little video shows too, though, right?
Yeah, but we don't like.
Yeah, well,
we don't like pre-screen people.
Kayla does everything like on her own, basically. She sources lists and she does everything, which seems insane to me, but you know,
and that's kind of what I told her was, you know, I really want to put more focus onto vintage because it's what I love, and my ROI on vintage is way better. My average sale price on vintage is way better. So I want someone to kind of take over the back end of the modern stuff, the bread and butter items, because it's not as fun, you know. I'm taking $5 and turning it into $30 instead of $5 and turning it into $130. So I'd rather have somebody take over that stuff, which I'm not passionate about, and it's just paying the bills.
Yeah.
And spend more time on vintage.
Yeah, spend more time promoting vintage, making it better. Like, yeah, but you need the other side, which is higher volume, more work.
It pads the numbers, all that modern stuff, you know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not into any specific niche. I really have grown to love vintage clothing. I really do. It's really, and shoes, like for some reason, I don't even own that many pairs of shoes, but I love selling shoes. I have no fucking idea why.
I like selling shoes because they photograph well.
Yeah, they look good, especially in a light cube. They look really, really good. But yeah, so I mean, I have so many categories just for that reason, to pad myself against weird occurrences.
Yeah, for when you have a shitty sales day, at least you've got options of things to sell. So
Speaking of shitty sales, so you had the interview this morning?
Tonight.
Okay.
And it was great, and I'm excited about it. And I also told her, yes, I want you to start with like listing, drafting, measuring, but I have a lot of other stuff to do. So I said, if you become proficient in the measuring and drafting portion of it, I am more than happy to have her come here and work on photos, or help me do packaging, or organizing, doing my inventory. I was like, I have stuff for you to do for days. And she was like, that's awesome. She's like, because once I get this measuring down, she's like, I'll be able to knock out those 200 pieces in 2 or 3 days. And then I'll have 2 days of the week to do other stuff for you. She's like, if you just need an assistant, someone to do errands for you, or she's like, I can do that too. I'm like, I have dishes to be washed. I was like, what do you want to do? Because
don't do windows, motherfucker.
So I was like, that sounds perfect.
Oh, Mal's back.
Hi, Mal.
Get her back in here.
Well,
Kayla, I was going to ask, can you talk a little bit about this person's background and how that kind of.
Well, how did you find them? How did they come to you first of all, and then background after?
Well, I put out the ad on Craigslist to hire someone, because I wanted to put out a wider net than just my friends and family. And she along with like 25 other people emailed me, but I kind of got cold feet and wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I was overwhelmed. But then she emailed me again. And she was like, hey, I'm really interested in this. So if you haven't chosen someone and you're still looking, let me know. I'm really interested. I was like, okay, that's a sign. Like, no, I need to. She came after me twice. She was that interested. So we set up a time to meet, and it worked out. As for her background, she has a degree in psychology and a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in international affairs or international something.
She has a PhD in.
I don't know. She said something, and it went so far over international something politics. I don't know, but something where I was like, well, that's pretty impressive. I was like, and why do you want to measure clothes for me?
Right, exactly.
But she said basically like she can't find work in her field. So she's working at a call center right now, but out of her house. Like she does it out of her house, and
like one of those Ruby kind of.
Yeah, but she says, she likes to work from home.
That's cool.
And so she's looking for things where she can work on her own time. And she asked me, she's like, do you care? Like, do I have to work between the hours of this and this? I was like, I don't give a shit what time you work. Like, as long as the stuff gets done and in the time frame that I give you, I don't care when you do it. And it sounded like that really worked for her. So it doesn't seem like she's a 9-to-5 kind of person.
I think the non 9-to-5 people work out the best. People who have like they need to be able to manage their time, but they also like want the time that they want available. Mm-hmm. So like, I want to watch Jeopardy and fart from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and after.
How did you know that's what I do from 3 to 5?
I just heard a weird fart noise.
It's my favorite thing.
This is your husband farting.
It could be. Reseller mom wants to know if I'm going to use software or give her my password. I looked into it, and I am not that keen on the software options that are available right now. I may look into it at some other date, but as for right now, I will be letting her use my eBay account. I've looked into it, and I really don't think that I'm at that much of a risk for anything going wrong.
You're not at that much of a risk. What I would do so that she doesn't have, I mean, you really don't want somebody to have in your login information even if they're logged in. So I would have a company iPad, because iPads take really great pictures. They're easy to use the app on.
She's not going to be taking any pictures. So all she's going to be doing is listing. And we talked about it, and she wants to do it from her computer.
Well, you need to take pictures to list, right?
I'll be taking photos. I'm the one with the photo setup.
Okay. Got it.
And plus, I really enjoy taking pictures.
So
That's kind of like my thing. She's going to be doing measuring and drafting, and then I'll plug the photos in.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, whatever works out, because I mean, your model is only based on clothing, or the majority clothing, so it's a lot different than mine.
There is a program where it basically, I think it's an email thing where it just sends like a one-time login code and allows them to get into your account.
With eBay?
No, it's a software outside of eBay.
But it works in conjunction with eBay.
I believe so, yes.
It's like
if you know what that is?
I can get my buddy, he's really into all those little hacks.
Yeah, if you know what it is, I would be interested.
Yeah, and I think that will, just because they're going to be working at a different location and on their own computer. I mean, you don't know who else uses that computer. It would be in your best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's something that I'm going to put some more thought into. But as of right now, I wasn't very excited about the options for...
They're not good. They're not good at all. The options aren't good. You're right.
And I can't teach someone how to use a program when I don't know how to use it. Like,
you're right about that.
Especially someone who's new to listing on eBay, you know, in the first place.
For sure.
Getting in there and actually doing it and experimenting, because there's going to be some problems. Things you're going to have to explain some things that you just do naturally, and
yeah,
you know, it's going to happen organically. And if it's going to work, it's going to work, and if it isn't, it isn't. And it seems like you have like the acumen to decide as it develops whether it's going to work. So so my first lister was awesome, and then he moved back to like Connecticut. My second lister was terrible. One morning, she had listed some stuff, and we'd done some stuff, and it was like the third time, and I was like really busy, and she asked me, she was like, no, I can't work at 9, I can work at 10, and I was like, I need you to, I don't care when you work, I'm coming that way, so I'm gonna drop off some stuff. And she's like, no, I can't do it till 10, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm on my way, and she asked me to stop and get her coffee, and I fired her.
What?
Damn.
On the spot.
The balls.
I was like, yeah, this, apparently I let this relationship go, this business relationship go the wrong way. I cut that scrotum right there. Nope.
That was not a good morning.
I am not bringing you coffee. I am also not ever bringing you anything else to list. Thank you. Have a nice day. There were some problems before that too. She was just
obvious. I don't think anybody goes from awesome to that, but
no,
that had to be the last straw.
Awesome. I just like tolerated her because I had death piles, so that was it.
Yeah, Krillin, I looked into Ink Frog, and I'm just not feeling it. Like,
it looks pretty bad to me.
It's a little. I mean, maybe if I had like worked with it from the get-go, but it seems really complicated, and to explain it to someone who doesn't know eBay that well to begin with, you know, I have to learn it then. And how much time do I want to put into learning this to teach someone else? Like, it seems a little counterproductive.
You're just being jaded right now.
What is InkFrog? How does that work?
It's a third-party software that you can use to list things on eBay. You also have to have photos ready to go if you use InkFrog, and that's not the workflow that I'm planning on doing. So
Yeah. I mean,
He'll be drafting and then giving the items back to me, and then I will be photographing them and then marrying them together.
So
I'm sure it works for some people, but I just don't see it working for how my system's going to work.
what's promising about this person that you interviewed is that they already have, they're college educated and
Yes.
success, you know, they came out the other side with a degree, which
Yes.
shows a level of perseverance and dedication and kind of foresight to say, I can learn something over time and develop a skill and then put it into use.
Yeah, she's very well spoken. You know, she was able to answer questions and ask good questions. So that's very important to me. I really didn't want someone who came to the interview just kind of like, you know, give me a job.
Yeah.
You know, she had reasons why she was interested in what I was doing, and we talked about it, and she seemed genuinely interested in reselling in general and thought it seemed like an interesting and good job. And she likes fashion, which is nice because she's going to be dealing primarily with clothing. So
I think that the fashion side, like the deep focus on fashion that you have, I mean, definitely creates an appeal. One of the listers who started with me, they love fashion initially, and now they're just like, please don't give me as much fashion stuff. It just takes too long. Like,
yeah.
No, sorry.
When I told her how quickly I'm able to like list a pair of jeans, she was like, what? No way. There's no way you can list them that fast. And I was like, you'll get there. Believe me. When I first started, I was super slow. But, you know, eventually it just becomes muscle memory, you know?
I think it's really suited to somebody in their 20s, this kind of thing, because if you can understand how to just use a phone quickly, like any 20-year-old can, like you could pop listings. So Guy, my cousin Guy, who's the physician who's been on the show a couple times, he hired his first lister last week, and she listed he had like 200 items listed because he's just kind of slow and he doesn't have that much time for it. So he doubled his inventory listings in like 5 or 6 days. So he had like a death pile of like 200 items, and she took care of it in like 4 days.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And it cost him $400, and he's already generated 3,000 in sales from it.
That is music to my ears. That is exactly what I want to hear.
I just don't have the capacity. I can't source all that stuff, ship it, list it. It's just impossible. Like it would have been very difficult for me to get to like 2,000 items. Jacob is around there, but he has some help too, though.
I do. Erica helps me a lot. I'm gonna take some photos. I'm still here. I'm still engaged.
You have like 2,000 items in your store?
Right now I have 2,400 active.
Wow.
Yeah, so what eBay used to do is active listings didn't stay active forever. So I have 2,300 active listings, right?
Yeah.
But I only have like 1,200 or 1,400 items in inventory because active listings isn't what you actually have. The listings that you have, it's not what's actually in stock. I don't have 2,300 items in stock. It's just that I've sold or have listed 2,300 items or something like that, right?
I mean, it says 2,400 active.
Yeah, that's what mine says too, but I don't have 2,400 items in my space here.
Are you sure? You might.
I am sure.
No.
Active listings, all 2,300. Without bids, in stock 1,657, out of stock 643.
Wait, what are you looking at? eBay?
Yes.
How does it show you in stock? That's not what mine showed me.
Well, if you knew how to look for it, it would. So
I just see active listings.
I love you. Listen, so you're in the Seller Hub and you go to Seller Hub, click on listings, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says manage active listings.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see search, item title, store category, status, all 2300. Click on the drop down. At the bottom, you should see in stock versus out of stock.
All right, well, now I got to check this thing.
No, I'm not seeing status.
What? Do you have a store?
Yeah.
Can you screen share? Can I look at what you're looking at?
It says manage active listings, right? And it says 438 listings, which is how many I have live right now.
Uh-huh.
So why would I need to look anywhere else? That's how many active listings I have.
So mine are different for some reason. I don't know why.
Do you have multi-quantity of things? Is that?
No, absolutely not. Like, hold on.
I think I can screen share.
Okay, so wait, where are you saying?
Let me, because I'm gonna screen share too, so we can all see.
Yeah, show me yours, and then I'll see what looks different.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
That's a different YouTube show.
Listings. Okay.
The show all.
All right, so watch this. I have a $10,000 Nike jacket for sale. Anybody want to buy it?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
$5.
It's a $10,000 Nike jacket.
And I will pay you $5.
It's not $5. It's $10,000.
That's how much he paid for it.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. So you have.
So you go to listings active, and then you said there's a drop-down menu.
Status.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna unscreen share. So
mine looks a little different than that.
Yeah, let me see what I would like to see what another screen looks like. Can I see? Can I see? Can I see?
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how to. How do I do it? I better close a bunch of other stuff in case it shares something I don't want to share.
Your porn.
Screen share.
We found a stash of mermaid porn. This is ancient mermaid porn.
Okay, am I screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what my manage active listings looks like.
Weird.
Yeah, that's how mine looks.
Whoa, why is mine different?
Oh, do you have the top level store?
Yes.
I have the mid level store.
Yeah.
Samesies.
Okay, so that might be it.
Yeah, mine says all formats active.
Yeah, so mine says all formats. I have 438. That's just what I have.
No idea. There must be some setting that's keeping all of my stuff like it's like in stock. I mean, like not that it's in stock, but that it actually keeps my listings in perpetuity, which is really
right.
weird.
Kind of like on Amazon, where after you sell something, it's still in your inventory, but you just have zero quantity.
Exactly. So what's going on with that? That's really weird. You guys don't have that.
It must be a setting for the Anchor store.
I don't know. Weird. Really, really weird. Well, I got rolled out on this all this weird stuff when I went to the eBay Open. They like put me in all these weird programs and experiments, and they've mostly been good. This one's really weird because it's like somebody just asked me a question about something I sold. Do you remember that that rain shower thing? That Hans Grohe rain.
How could I forget that thing? Of course.
You know, it sold pretty quickly for $199 or $299 or whatever it sold for. And somebody just asked me a question about it, and it's like it's not in stock. So it's really peculiar.
Oh,
so I get lots of questions about things that I've sold like months ago.
So on Amazon, someone asks you a question about something you don't have in stock.
If you don't have it in stock, you don't get the Amazon question.
It's happened to me.
Really?
Yeah. Because it just sends out a general question to anyone who I think has or is selling.
Okay. As a seller of.
Yes.
Can I blow everybody's faces off? They didn't announce this. You can now sell used shoes on Amazon. That should like make your mind go crazy.
I have no interest in fucking with Amazon anymore, so. Not really, but
not sell used shoes on Amazon.
You can sell used shoes on Amazon now.
like, why did they make that change?
That is the
I have no idea, but it seems like such a ridiculous notion because people return things because they have like
A fart on them.
yeah, smell slightly farty.
So I can't sell anything on Amazon anymore.
Nope.
His house is a
I'm
giant
so gassy. I'm sorry.
fart cloud. Well, congratulations on finding somebody to help you out. It really seems like you need it. And are you doing this as kind of a move to like clear up time, or are you trying to like are you trying to grow as well?
Both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because I can't grow in my current state. Like,
Yeah.
I could stay exactly where I am, which isn't terrible, but it's not exactly what I want either. So
yeah, I mean, I tried to kind of pivot into this new space before I kind of ran out of space, and I try to get that growth thing. I'm trying to not stop, like trying not to retard growth, but it's difficult. It really is. Now that you're going to leverage it back so that you can source, almost full time. It sounds like so.
Yeah, and this will allow me to source more than I am, because right now I'm not sourcing as much because I've got stuff to list. Like,
yeah,
I can't be sourcing when I have stuff to list. So,
what more? So, let's say you could source full time, 40 hours a week. Could you do it that much? Could you actually have the avenues to get to put in 40 hours of sourcing per week?
I don't know, because
it's an arbitrary number too.
Yeah, no, I'm just I don't think I'm willing to give up so much control, especially over the vintage portion of things. I really like taking photos. It's something I enjoy doing. I wouldn't want to give that up, at least not full time. So I don't think I could do that because I don't want to.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it's like I ship everything out because I like to see what the customer's getting, but I mean, I can't do that forever.
No.
If I'm doing 40 or 50,000 a month in sales, like there's no fucking way I can do all this with it.
What I would like to get to at some point, and will be far enough into the future, is being very picky about the things that I photograph, and taking extra time with some of the higher dollar items that I really want to showcase, things that I want to show on my social media, things that I want to share with particular customers, and have other people or person do the majority of the stuff that I don't care as much about, and really focus on the special items and have those be my niche.
Do you want to continue to focus on the things that you enjoy doing?
Mm-hmm. Because that's part of the reason that I'm doing this. Like,
well, it's part of the reason we're all doing it, I think.
Like, my money that I make pays for Hazel's school and it pays for vacations that we go on. But if I were to quit doing this tomorrow, it's not like we'd be in the poorhouse. Like, my husband's income pays for the majority of our life.
Got it.
So my job is extra, and it helps pay for Hazel's school, which is essential now that she's in school. But so if I didn't want to do this anymore, I wouldn't have to. I would find something else, or we would make changes in our life to not have to do it. I do this because I love it. I genuinely wake up in the morning and I'm like, I can't wait to get to work. And I think all of us feel that way, at least most days.
Yeah, I love what I do, and I think that's why. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know how we made I don't know how you and I made the connection of like basically doing the show and like connecting through social media. I don't know how that connection was initially made even, but it's definitely like, I mean, my sensation was that you really loved what you did, and that's what to me drives everything that I do. I mean, I really do love what I do, and anybody who works for me, like, well, the two people who do work with me, they actually really love it too, you know. So and they're good paying positions. I mean, they make really, really good money.
Well, and I talked about this a little bit on my show on Tuesday, but part of my apprehension in hiring someone came from the fact that when you own your own business, you come to realize at some point that no one will ever care about this business as much as you do.
Correct.
And that can be hard. That can be hard to deal with because this business becomes everything. Like, you're so wrapped up in it that it's a part of you. So giving over a portion of it to someone who could take it or leave it, it feels kind of like it's very raw. Like you're giving up a piece of your stuff to like a stranger.
I think you're taking that a little too personally, but
well, I mean, obviously not too personally because I'm doing it, right? Like I got over it, but it is kind of like a baby. Like you've fostered it and you've started this from nothing and you're really passionate about it and it's something that you love and means a lot to you. So you're going to give it over to someone who like could just as easily be working at McDonald's if that's what they wanted to do, you know?
I'm so haphazard. I don't think about it like that. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Let me find somebody who will.
No, I'm like, this is like my baby. Like Hazel Hearts Vintage is like a part of the family for me.
Absolutely. It's a great brand and you have like tons of awesome brand recognition. You have lots of people who like care about what you do and follow what you do because you do it well. You know, it's not an act. Nothing that's happening right now is by accident. It's all hard work. So, I mean, everything that happens to me is basically by accident. So I can't.
I just think it's hard to give, it's hard to realize that nobody's going to care about it as much as you do.
Yeah. I mean, that's true about any business.
Mm-hmm. I used to work for a promotional company. I did graphic design for a promotional products company, and I loved working there. And it was owned by a husband and wife, and they're great people. And, so he was a small business owner, and he used to tell me, like, what it was like to be a small business owner. And I was just always like, okay, Tim, whatever. And now I'm like, oh my God, he taught me so much about owning your own business. And I told him that recently. I sent him a message on Facebook and I was like, dude, I get it. I was such an asshole about your business and I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's easy to be an asshole about somebody's business when it doesn't matter to you.
Well, yeah, I was 21 and like I didn't care. But now I understand what it's like to have that, and then to have someone not care about it is like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on finding somebody, and hopefully it works out well. I'm gonna have to kind of pivot from having like all contractors to figuring out how to like redo intake and like get all of the equipment like back into the office. Tomorrow I'm starting to like fix up the office space. I'm doing the office space first and then the lobby space last because that's going to be really the last. But I need a place for people to comfortably work before I have people come in and like come in and sell stuff. So that's I really want to have a nice clean like design and to be like very simple and easy and like not complicate the access for the person who's leasing the other side. That hasn't happened yet, so I'm still looking for somebody to lease the other side of that damn thing.
Yeah.
Obviously it's only been 2 days, so I haven't tried that hard. I really don't want to put it on Craigslist though. I really want somebody cool from Instagram to.
It would be nice, yeah.
Because I can offer them a lot of value, and it's not just. I mean, it's not through my experience. It's just through infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's good to have. It's good to work with people who kind of do what you do.
I think you'll find somebody. I don't think it'll be hard to find someone
that's
sort of inside the community, so to speak.
I'm gonna do another couple of posts, and maybe I can get some of the people here in Portland to kind of post it to Instagram. I know it's valuable it's very valuable to somebody, and the guy who's looking at it now, he would be the perfect option because he just wants it as like a showroom for his private customers.
Yeah.
And if he needed to photo stuff, he would have access to the photo stuff, but it wouldn't really be part of what he was doing. But you have the security of like, you know, he's also a reseller, so it's kind of cool. He's a nice guy and he has a lot of experience.
Now, is it like sectioned off? So like if he wanted to bring people there, your stuff would not be accessible to anyone, right?
Correct. So the main warehouse and the 2 offices that are part of my wing. So there's 2 wings. All right. So my wing is the western. So it's on the western side. Eastern side of the building, and then on the eastern side of the building is the other room. It has its own exterior entrance, so somebody can enter through there, and the door to my part is separate. But what wouldn't be separate would be like I would like let him use the intake area most likely, you know, because there's like a little kitchenette, a place to chill, but it's not a place to chill if you're not a customer. You know?
Yeah,
it's not that. So I have to kind of make that law.
That makes sense.
This is only a place for, you know, we'll have it so like whoever's working there, like processing orders, because you can easily like stop taking pictures, and if somebody comes in to sell stuff, just do an intake for them. It doesn't mean you have to process their stuff right there.
Yeah.
I might have to come back and like initially show how to process it. Like I said, I'm also developing some systems that use basically use structured data to figure out.
Sounds like you're doing a lot at once.
What do you mean?
Just like getting it started and then also incorporating a bunch of things into it.
No, it's getting it started is first. So I'm saying after we get like after we get some product flow, then we'll be able to develop some of the tools. But the tools are the point of this whole thing, and it's less about product flow and more about developing the analytical tools that somebody could use anywhere to make it profitable from items coming in off the street, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't have like you, or I guess unlike you, I don't really have a niche, and I'm not really niche oriented. I'm more like, wow, we can buy this and make money. That's all.
Yeah.
And somebody needs it. It's not about just buying it and selling it. It's about like getting these post-consumer products back into the market. It really is about that. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously I need to like feed my kid and grow my business, but it's more about developing these tools that could be used to kind of grow like throughput, grow the secondhand market. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy on YouTube talking about things that I don't know anything about.
Me either.
Have you looked into anyone else who has a similar setup as far as a place where people come and sell stuff? And
yeah, they're called pawn shops.
But they have people that are listing it, almost immediately onto.
Nobody's doing it. I can't find any model that's even close to similar to mine. There was this business called I Sold It on eBay where it would be consignment. So consignment does two things that are pretty awesome. If I buy from a customer coming in, I have to pay for it, and I have to wait 30 days, and it has to go into this rapid network and all this other crazy shit. If I put it on consignment, I don't have to do any of that because I don't own it. So that's what makes, and I don't have to put any capital outlay. That's why people love consignment so much.
Yeah.
But I don't want to keep track of all those records, but maybe that's what makes sense. I also like the idea of people being able to come in and get cash. Not cash, like a check. There's no cash in this fucking building.
Yeah.
Check, you have to prove who you are to get the check, and you have to prove who you are to cash the check. You know what I'm saying? Like
above board.
No crackhead zone. Say no crackhead zone.
So already I'm excluded. I mean,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jacob's like the biggest crackhead I've ever met. Like, When the first estate sale I met him at, he was just smoking crack. I was trying to talk to him about bicycles, but he was just smoking crack.
He couldn't put down the crack pipe long enough.
Yeah, like crack pipe, crack. He had like several crack pipes in multiple.
Covering, okay, so cut me some slack.
He had a crack pipe made out of a titanium bicycle.
That's a real thing here in Southeast.
Yeah, dude. It really is.
That's what they do. They ride their bike and then smoke out of it.
That's just multitasking.
I love all of you. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go and not do this anymore right now. So
sounds like a plan.
Congratulations on finding somebody. Hopefully, I had some influence on that.
Oh, for sure, you did.
Okay.
Absolutely, 110%.
Oh, good. Even if I didn't, I'm really happy for you. Jacob, thanks for coming on. Good to see you, buddy. I'll probably see you in the next day or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And Mal, thanks for coming on the show thingy. It's not really a show. I call it a show to make it sound cool. It's not
Thanks
really
for chatting.
Thanks for chatting. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.